So hey guys, and welcome back to Budget Nomad, and welcome to Alanya in Turkey. Okay, let's get started. So when it comes to accommodation and hotels and where to stop, there are lots and lots of apartments, and there's lots of areas to choose from. So there's basically two main areas you want to choose. You either choose near Cleopatra Beach, which is where I am now, and you can see there the beach in the foreground, and this is a hotel. Or you go for the other side, which is the marina area, which is where the ships and the boats go from. It depends really what you want. If you want to be downtown where all the partying is, everything, go for marina. If you want more beach and nice beach and a bit quieter, go for Cleopatra. That seems to be the options. If you want quiet, Cleopatra, more family. But if you want party, then probably go for a marina area. Marina area definitely seems more expensive. The Cleopatra area towards the west side of the city definitely is cheapest. The cheapest really you can get it out of season is about $90 a week for an apartment, and I highly recommend getting an apartment because I say you can cook here. Eating out is not that cheap actually, unless you want to eat kebab every day. If you want some more Western food, you're looking at $10 a meal, which is going to rack it up. If you don't want to cook though and you want to eat out, there are so many places to eat. There's an Irish bar there, they do a really good Caesar salad for $5. There's a Mexican pub. There's also this one here, CC, called the Cook and Club. Breakfast here is like $300, it's about $10 for English breakfast. If this is your first time to Turkey and you are looking for kebab, what I would suggest is don't go to the kebab shops that's near the beach. Walk away from the beach. This is about 2 or 3 streets away from the beach, and you can see the prices start to plummet. So if you get close to the beach, they're about $150 for each kebab. Here you can see they're only $70 and $90, which is about $2.50, so the prices start to come down a lot. Here's me talking about prices. And I've just walked down the street and they've got a traditional pizza here from Turkey for 40 lira, which is about $1.25. And then the actual kebabs here are only 40 lira, which is absolutely fabulous. Really, really good value. So prices here really vary. The first thing we're going to do today is take the cable car, and the cable car goes up to the castle. There's a beautiful castle on top of the hill. Prices here are pretty reasonable. It's 240 lira to go there and back, which works out around $8 with the current exchange rates, but obviously that could change as Turkey's currency does fluctuate quite a lot right now. So let's go and buy a ticket and get on the cable car. So there's the ticket here, say 240 lira up and down. I do love my cable cars. I always end up on a cable car in Sarajevo, Batumi, and now here in Alanya, Turkey. So the next thing you can do, you can take boat trips here. Now they do range from times. The minimum is 1 hour and it's €10. Or there are some bigger boats like this, still €10, but they go for 4 hours, but many more people. This one basically goes for €10 and it's a 4-hour trip, which is pretty reasonable really. When it comes to adventurous stuff to do, Alanya is just full of things to do, and they have these travel agents everywhere, and you can book not only things to do in Alanya but also outside Alanya. They will do trips to Cappadocia, horse safaris, also to Antalya. They'll do boat trips, paragliding, jeep safaris, which I would highly recommend. There's just paragliding, there's rafting, scuba diving, all the ancient sites they'll take you to. There's just so much, and you can talk to these guys. Obviously you're going to be charged commission. It's not the cheapest in the world. With the Turkish lira being as it is, it's still very good value for money compared to other places in the world where you're going to get similar things to do. I'm not seeing this for, you've actually got some prices here. So the castle's €9. If you want to get the river, it's €20. The cave, €20. The dolphin show's €20. So side, that might be a good trip to go. That looks really good. I might go there. €65 for a day trip, that's pretty good. So this is Cleopatra Beach towards the top end. As you can see, there are actually people sunbathing here. It is 58 degrees Fahrenheit or about 15-16 degrees Celsius, so it's not that warm, but the sun is very bright here. So if there's no wind, it is actually possible to sunbathe even at these times. You can see people in bikinis and stuff. It's absolutely mad. You've got to be pretty hardcore. I'm actually in a jumper, so it's not that warm. The Cleopatra Beach is definitely nicer because it's softer sand. It definitely just looks nicer. It's a nice soft sand. You see it's very flat. They do have massages and Turkish baths here, but the prices are crazy really, unfortunately. Compared to somewhere like Thailand where you can get a massage, 1 hour massage for $7, they're asking, you know, up to $30 to $40, which I think is crazy. Turkey really does have some unique things, and one of the things you can do is here you can feed the cats, so you can pay for it. There's a little cat here, You just put your money in and some food comes out for the cats. I don't know if you know about Turkey, there's stray dogs and cats everywhere, but they're very friendly and they've all been neutered and everything, so they're pretty friendly and they're not, you know, they're not diseased or anything. They are quite nice. When it comes to food shopping, there is actually Carrefour here, and I always recommend anywhere you travel in the world, come to Carrefour. So Carrefour is a French brand and they have the most international food here. The food here is pretty diverse anyway, but if you do want some Western style like chicken tikka masala or, you know, some pastas or, I don't know, anything that's sourced as a bit exotic, then Carrefour is probably your best bet. Food here in Turkey is ridiculously cheap. There's nothing that's really expensive. Meat is cheap. Vegetables and fruit are crazily cheap. You'll be able to eat like a king here. Strawberries every day. Avocados are not expensive. I only spend about $40 a week on food if I just eat in, just cook for myself. Compare that to, say, Georgia, I was spending $70 to $80 a week. In Turkey, I'd highly recommend paying by card. It's probably going to be cheaper, but if you do want to pay cash, this place here is probably the best rates I've seen. Change office, it's near Cleopatra Beach, just near the Irish bar, and it's 30 to the lira for the US dollar, which is pretty good. Normally they're offering 29, so that is pretty good. When it comes to ATMs, you're going to see rows of ATMs like this. Unfortunately, most of these ATMs for foreigners are completely useless because they're expensive. The only one you want to pay attention to is this one, Hulk Bank. That's the only one. It costs you about $3 to take $100 out. It's pretty cheap. So Hulk Bank is the only bank as a foreigner to take money from. Don't pay attention to any of these other ones. They're bloody expensive. So when it comes to the internet, what I recommend is definitely get a SIM card. You can tether your laptop to one of these SIM cards. There's basically three main suppliers. There's Turkcell, Vodafone, and there's another one called Turk Telecom, which is the one I use. Turk Telecom aren't the best signal, but if you're in a city, they tend to have good signal in most cities. But they do offer the best value for money. I topped up 30 gig, then I topped up another 30 gig, which costs about $20, and they gave me 100 gig as a bonus. So, you know, so basically 160 gigabytes for around $20 is pretty reasonable. Vodafone has the best signal, but it is much more expensive. And you don't see this very often, but they actually have a charging point here outside. So if you're really on a budget, you can charge your phone here, and there is actually free Wi-Fi as well, which is fabulous. So if you do work online, you look at the coffee shops, there's plenty like this. There's also Starbucks, and they have really good Wi-Fi. Most of the Wi-Fi is coming down 100, 200 megabytes a second. So if you really need a fast connection, you don't mind the noise, then you know you can come to these places. So when it comes to healthcare here in Turkey, Turkey is one of the best countries in the world. The only one that I think rival it is probably Malaysia or Thailand. There's pharmacies everywhere, you can get most medicines. You do need a prescription. Unfortunately, seeing a doctor is quite expensive. Actually, I had to do it because I was ill last month. It cost €80. Now, you can claim that against your medical insurance, but my medical insurance is €50, like a waiver, so it wasn't really any good. As a budget nomad nowadays, I embark on my wildest ventures with confidence. Introducing Safety Wings, your shield against the unexpected. Whether you're hiking, surfing, exploring cities, Safety Wings has you covered. Travel fearless with Safety Wings. Get insured today. Click on the link below. So when it comes to getting here and away from Alanya, obviously the main one is the bus station. That's the word you're looking for, otogar, which means bus station in Turkish. It's right in the town. Depends where you are in town, but most of the town you could probably walk to it, or worst case get a taxi. Walking to the bus station now, and I'll just talk about buses in Turkey. One of the best things about Turkey is they have buses that go all over the country 24 hours a day from most cities. Turkey is one of the best countries in the world I've ever travelled to for transport. It's probably not the cheapest, but it's certainly not that expensive. In Turkey it's a bit weird. They have loads of like different bus companies. There's probably like 20. So you just need to ask them. Some don't speak English. You just need to find the one that does speak English, and they'll guide you to which one you need to buy. It is a bit complicated. So I've just booked my ticket to Antalya, and it costs 180 lira. Weirdly, it was only 150 here, so it's actually 30 lira more, which is $1 more, which I don't really understand. It's either gone up in price, or I don't know, it's more expensive the other way. This is one thing to bear in mind. Prices here vary a lot, so the price I'm giving you today probably won't be the prices tomorrow. So just bear in mind the exchange rates and everything are very volatile here, so prices do go up. Inflation is high. when you arrive in Alanya, this is probably where you arrive if you arrive by bus. There is no airport here actually in Alanya itself, so you're probably going to get here by bus. So you arrive here, you walk down here, past the security guard, and then just on the left here, there's a big taxi rank with lots and lots of taxis. Just bear in mind, it depends what time of year you get here. If you get in here in like July, August, it might actually be quite hard to get a taxi because this place will be packed. This is actually, even it's February, not many people here, so it's very, very easy to find taxis and transport. I would highly recommend, if you come into Alanya, come out season, October to maybe April. You really don't want to be here in the summer. Prices are higher. So when it comes to getting around town, there are bus stops everywhere. You can pay on the bus. It's not like Antalya where you can't pay. You can pay on the bus cash, which is pretty good. The great option, I've never seen this before in other cities, they have these little buttons here. You can press that and a taxi will come. So you don't need to have a SIM card or anything. The taxi will just come. Just make sure they use the meter. Some of them won't use the meter and they'll cost you a fortune, but if they use the meter, they're pretty reasonable. Around town it's about $5 to $10. As you can see in the actual town, they've put bicycle lanes in, so Alanya is a very safe place to travel. You can get about quite easily. Just bear in mind the cars do drive pretty quickly. Another way to get about town is these little electric scooters. You do need to upload your passport photo though. It's not that difficult to do, and you'll get registered and you can use them around town. Just note where they go, because the fines if you take the bike outside the areas can be quite a lot. It can be like $10 or $20, so make sure that you pay attention to where you ride it, the rules and everything. Another very interesting thing about transport here is you can hire pretty much anything you want. So if you want a car, you can hire a car. If you want a scooter or a motorbike, you can get them. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification button, and I will see you next time.